In this video, we'll cover Azure networking. How do virtual networks keep your resources isolated? How do you connect networks to each other and to your on-premises data center? What's the difference between VPN Gateway and ExpressRoute? And when should you use public versus private endpoints? By the end, you'll understand how to design network isolation in Azure and choose the right connectivity option for any scenario. Your VMs and services need to talk to each other, but not to everything else on the internet. That's the problem Azure Virtual Networks solve. A VNet is your own private network in Azure. You define an address space, like 10.0.0.0/16, and every resource inside it gets a private IP. By default, resources in the same VNet can communicate freely, but nothing outside can reach in unless you allow it. Think of it as your own isolated floor in a shared office building. Inside a VNet, you break the address space into subnets. Each subnet is a smaller range, one for your web servers, one for your databases. Subnets let you organize resources by role and apply different security rules to each group. You attach network security groups to a subnet to control which traffic flows in and out. Think of NSGs as firewall rules at the subnet level. Use subnets liberally to segment your network. Now imagine you have two VNets, maybe one for production and one for shared services. By default, VNets are isolated from each other. To connect them, you use VNet peering. Peering creates a direct, low-latency link using Azure's backbone network. Traffic never touches the public internet. You can peer VNets in the same region or across regions. The key trade-off, peering is not transitive. If A peers with B and B peers with C, A and C can't talk unless you create a separate peering. Your team doesn't want to remember IP addresses. Azure DNS hosts your DNS zones on Azure's global network. You can manage public zones for the internet and private zones that resolve names only within your VNets. Azure DNS doesn't do domain registration though. You still buy your domain from a registrar. What about connecting your on-premises network to Azure? VPN Gateway creates an encrypted tunnel over the public internet. It uses standard IPsec protocols, so it works with any compatible VPN device. It's relatively cheap and easy to set up. The trade-off, traffic goes over the internet, so you get variable latency. For mission-critical applications, there's ExpressRoute. Instead of the public internet, ExpressRoute creates a private dedicated connection through a connectivity provider. Traffic never touches the internet. You get consistent latency and up to 100 gigabits per second. The trade-off, significantly higher cost and setup complexity. One last concept. By default, Azure PaaS services like storage accounts are accessible over a public IP. A private endpoint places a network interface inside your VNet with a private IP. Traffic stays entirely within your private network, no internet exposure. Use private endpoints when compliance requires traffic to stay off the public internet. Let's recap. Use VNets and subnets to isolate resources. Use peering to connect VNets. Use VPN Gateway for hybrid connectivity over the internet. Use ExpressRoute for private dedicated links, and use private endpoints to keep PaaS traffic inside your network. Next up, Azure Storage.